James Maxwell. Dr. Ginger Hamster, Twitter, minds.com. Oh, my. They say it's not a war on men, right? It's not man. It's not a war on men. Men are privileged and all this shit. Well, I came across this absolutely absurd article in the Huffington Post, UK. Link below, thanks to MGTOW philosopher for this one. Here's the headline from a couple of days ago. Unmarried men are a problem for society, says Tory MP Duncan Smith. These boys will go looking for the alternative on the internet if they don't tie the knot, says Mr. Smith. Mr. Smith, I'm not sure you know how the world operates in 2017, the current year. You don't need porn. Pussy is so free and easy to get. If you don't have many standards, I mean, you don't have to. Oh, God. What does this genius have to say? Unmarried men often grow into dysfunctional human beings and become a problem for society. Duncan Smith has claimed. I wonder what that problem would be. If they're not getting married, they don't have to, be a wage slave to the wife and a kid. Can't be anything like that for a politician. Never follow the money with politicians because you just get scared. So this Mr. Smith was speaking at a fringe event. Okay. At the Conservative Party conference in Manchester, England. The former Tory leader said that cohabitating couples have inherently unstable relationships in comparison to those who married. So the women, the other side of the cohabitating couple, they're forced into cohabitating. Is that right? And this is men's fault, Mr. Smith. He went on to claim men out of wedlock were, quote, released to do all the things they wouldn't normally do, such as committing crimes, drinking too much, taking drugs, and fathering multiple children. Mr. Smith, or is it Mr. Duncan Smith? I don't know how to address a member of Parliament. You're accusing young men who are not married of fathering multiple children. Which part of the equation are you not mentioning in your article? You're admonishing the men. I don't think men are spontaneously reproducing, Mr. Smith. It would seem to me that for each of these dysfunctional men, there's a vagina somewhere willing to take his babies. Quote, cohabitation is a very different relationship from marriage. He said, it is inherently unstable because either party could leave. Is that kind of what's going on? Didn't say. He went on, the answer, I think, is because cohabitation suits one of the partners more than the other. Almost invariably, it suits the, can we guess? Is it the man? He said unmarried men were more likely to get into debt. Are you serious? Have you ever seen the credit card debt held by women? Mr. Smith, just throwing it out there. Commit crimes? That's probably true. Adding, quote, what has been going on all these years is the men that have been absent from these families in many of these low-income groups are now a problem. Men are absent from their single mama families. Again, Mr. Smith, are you not admonishing only one side of the equation, sir? Now, I don't know what it's like in England, what the welfare state is like, Mr. Smith. However, aren't you enabling some of this activity? After all, Mr. Smith, if there wasn't a big, generous welfare state supporting single mothers, I wonder if they would spend a little more time with their legs closed, because there would be a consequence to that activity. You have free abortions. You have free birth control, right? National Health Service. So how are all of these women getting pregnant? Do you deny free birth control and abortion to low-income groups, Mr. Smith? Is that what you're saying? I bet you don't. So I see more of a big problem here with both sides, not just the men, but you go on and heap blame on the men, just it's always the man. That's the problem. It's never the women. They have no agency. They have no say in what happens in the bedroom between she and he. None, zero. Every child produced in England is a criminal act. It's never consensual because women have no agency. Is that what you're trying to tell me? And they don't have enough agency to walk down and get their free birth control and take it once a day. Or if they get pregnant, go get an abortion. No. It's just the man. It's all these evil, unmarried men that are a problem to society, Mr. Smith. He goes on, quote, "They are out, no longer having to bring something in for their family, so they can be released to do all the things they normally wouldn't do and shouldn't do. So levels of addiction, levels of high criminal activity, issues around dysfunctional behavior, multiple parenting." Gosh, in this whole article, they say nothing about the women who are becoming parents out of wedlock. It's just the men. Mr. Smith, the right thing to do, and certainly a man of your generation, would be to perhaps, thank you, ma'am, but, I'm just not like that kind of, I'd rather get to know you. This is 2017. For a lot of men, if a woman offers some pussy, he's going to take it. Sorry. But let's not talk about that. It's never a choice for a woman in England. It's always a criminal act. Right. James Maxwell. Thanks for listening.